And we are live. Hey, hey. What's up, Miko? What's up, Mav? Hey, everybody in the chat. We got Maverick here, my guy from Gig Wars Official on the team. We're so thankful to have him here to help co-host while we interview the one, the only Miko, the entrepreneur. Yay! Hi,
Let's
Miko.
go.
So for those of you that
Hey,
don't
what's
know,
up?
so first of all, Miko has two channels. Okay, she is the owner of Miko the Entrepreneur, as well as Joe Beverage. Those links are all over my channel. I believe they're in the description of this live. If you're not already subscribed, go check her out. But why she's here today? Because Miko is starting a movement. That's right, a movement. The Customers and Drivers Movement. She is new on Patreon. She's all set up over there as of August 1st, and she's going to tell us all about it. Welcome, Miko. I'm so happy to be your first interview.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Red. Thank you, Maverick, for being here on panel with us. Thank you,
Yes,
Red,
Matt.
Absolutely.
for sponsoring this video. Thank you, Gary, for sponsoring this video also. Um, you know, it's funny because I wanted to be a solution to the community. And I know, and I do apologize because I'm right now I'm so excited and I want to just talk about everything, but let me just breathe. Let me just breathe. First of all, I
Let's
want to
see.
say thank you for all the people that are in the chat right now. So I will go and like say hello to everyone one by one after because we're on a time crunch right now. And, when I get to talking about something I love, time just passes.
She don't
So,
stop.
so welcome everyone to the chat. For the people who are watching, please share this video, give this a thumbs up. We need this to get so many likes. We need this to get so many views because I'm telling you what I'm about to discuss. I'm telling you, it's gonna be nice. So let me just go ahead and get started.
Yeah, let's say
So
hi to everybody. Who do we have here? Mav's our MC. Mav, go ahead. Who do we have here tonight?
Let's see. Let's scroll up here. Well, we've got the one and the only Gary Middleton, first one in the chat. How's it going?
Woo! What's up, Middleton?
We've got Miss Sheila living in Cyprus, my
What
Texas
up,
twin.
Sheila?
We have Mr. G.
Uh-oh,
How's it
Matt.
going? Am I spinning? We have Mr. George and Mr. Shane Epley. Let's see.
Oh,
Stories from the
smash
Lion's
about to get
Mane.
smashed.
The
Shit.
one and only Mama Wrench,
Mama.
Diana M. Man, we've got a full house tonight.
Diana.
Deborah,
N
thank
Yeah, well,
you.
there's
NGB
Diana's in here too. Well,
and
why? What's
Deborah
up?
Thomas. I'm excited
And
to see what
Deborah
Thank
this
you,
brings
Thomas.
Deborah.
you. Check that
Hey,
out.
hey, Deborah. I don't think I know Deborah. No, she's clicking in from you. That's right. Hey,
Yes,
Deborah.
yes. So that's one of mine. Sorry. Stop
Okay.
trying to take my people. Stop trying to take my people.
No, I knew I didn't recognize her. Now I see the little link. Yeah. Mr. G. Mr. G and Miss Heidi are here. All
So,
right. So we go ahead,
oh, let me
Nico.
know when I'm ready.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead and you let
So,
me know when you're ready to start answering questions about this project.
okay. So I want to bring this up right quick. So my let me this is distracting. I'm gonna move this over because I'm watching it from my Patreon channel. So I'm excited about this Patreon channel. I didn't know that I'm at 40 members right now. I thought, oh my God,
In 12
I didn't
days.
know.
In 12 days.
I did not know I was gonna be at 40 members on Patreon.
And who's number 40?
Middleton. Gary Middleton
Middleton.
made
Whoop,
number
whoop.
40. He's my 40th member.
And guess
Also,
what? Hold on. I just got notification. Middleton just posted this interview on X.
Woo!
thank you.
Thank you,
So
Middleton.
So
I gotta say,
with the panel, thank you, Red, for being in the small business owner entrepreneur tier. Thank you, Maverick, for being a
You're
member,
welcome.
also as
You're
well for the
welcome.
Patreon
I
channel.
got your back and I
Um,
walk next to you.
Man, thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Let me go ahead and get started. So, I wanted to create this movement because I noticed with the driver movement walkouts that we had in the past, and don't get me wrong, please don't come for me, but the reason why they were not successful was because a few reasons. Now, I get it. We all want to get paid what we supposed to get paid, and that's fine. However, with the drivers walkouts, we can't strike as independent contractors. So you can't say strike. Now, what we tried to do was, hey, you know what? We're not going to drive certain holidays. We're going to stick it to, DoorDash and Uber Eats and what Lyft and all these other companies. But what happened was DoorDash, especially, they use their marketing budget and some of our money in the driver pot to do these promotions to give referral codes to all these drivers. And what did they do? And don't get me wrong, I referred people too, but I never put it on my channel. I never put it on YouTube. I never said, hey, click the link down below, join become a driver, do DoorDash or Uber Eats. No, I did that between family and friends. And I think I probably did like maybe 10 and only five, like actually, I got paid from five people for five people. My point is, I'm going to put the blame on both the food, DoorDash and Uber Eats and Instacart and all these other companies and the YouTubers, the content creators and gig tubers. Because you guys put your referral code and promoting to do DoorDash and Uber Eats and become a driver with Instacart and Grubhub, you oversaturated the markets. You can't blame DoorDash. Now, what they did, they gave you the referral code and say, hey, I'll give you $1,000 if you tell people go ahead and become a driver if they do so many rides or so many deliveries or whatever. So it's pretty much your fault that now your market has 10,000, 11,000 drivers waiting to take a $2 order. So now we're complaining. And then for the drivers to do their walkouts, well, everyone can't afford to do that. So I may take a day off and say, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to support this mission because I believe in it. I'm not going to drive today. So I didn't make money today because I'm trying to support the mission. You have to realize everybody got bills. So everyone can't afford to take a day off to drive, to not drive. So that didn't work. So all the companies did was come back to, hey, we're going to put 1 million people in every market. So when you don't want to take that $2 or that $3 order, we got 10,000 people right now waiting to do it. So that's why the driver movement, if that's what you want to call it, didn't work and will never work. Now, I'm glad that it happened. It was great that it happened. I supported it. I tried to do it in a way where I used a scooter. I even started a YouTube channel, Food Delivery Scooter Entrepreneur. That was my original name. When I first came out, Food Delivery Scooter Entrepreneur, and I was using an electric scooter and a gas scooter to do DoorDash and Uber Eats. That's how I started my channel. And then over time, I changed my name to Miko the Entrepreneur and started doing interviews. But the point is, with this movement that I started, because I was like, you know what? I need to be a solution. You know, no one, I don't care what movement or what interviews or what videos you watch, you never saw any driver, you never saw any driver say, hey, I need to start working with customers so we can go ahead and get this going for customers. drivers, restaurants. I haven't seen it until me. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna start this and I'm gonna go ahead and get it done. And I'm gonna take the leadership on it. And I kept writing out, trying to figure out what I was gonna do. And I said, okay, I'm gonna name it Customers with an S and Drivers with an S Movement. I did it that way because when people, and it's weird, when it's singular and people look at the word customer and driver, they're not thinking of it like, wow, I don't think I'm a part of that. But when they see customers and drivers with an S and it's plural, wow, you know what? I want to be a part of that. What is that about? It's all inclusive. It includes
Right.
everybody. So this is going to be a 5-step movement. It's not going to happen overnight. Movements take time. They don't happen overnight. But my goal is to lay the foundation for not only the companies DoorDash and Uber Eats and Instacart and Grubhub and the other companies, but for future companies who want to start a food or grocery or whatever type of delivery company, is laying the foundation for them to be like, you know what? We heard there was a movement out there. Let's go and check what this movement is about before we start listing these fees, before we start paying these drivers this amount of money. And the only reason why these companies are getting away with it, I'm not gonna say that because I'm gonna wait, but they're getting away with it because they can. They getting away with it because they can. When they first started, it was when I started with Uber Eats. Well, I'm sorry, when I started with Uber, I was on an 80/20. 80, I got 80%, they took out 20. That's when I started. And that was like what maybe a year and a half later after they launched. When I was with DoorDash, I have 9 years with Uber and I have 6.5 years with DoorDash. Base pay when I started with DoorDash was like six something, $7. It's $2 now. Where do you think they're going? You think they're gonna stay at $2 and go back up? No,
No.
they're not. So this movement, like I said, it's not gonna happen overnight. This is very strategic. And before I pressed the button for my Patreon channel, I prayed over it. And I asked God for direction and guidance. And He's going to take the wheel and lead me through. So I'm just going to take the leadership role of this movement. And I need everyone, all the customers. And if you haven't seen the videos that I put on my Miko the Entrepreneur channel or on Patreon, I suggest you go watch it because you're going to need that information.
The
But
link is in the description.
yes, so um, we got some questions.
We got some questions. Before I get to questions, I want to say I saw D-Rev and GP in here. So hi to you two. If I missed anyone else, I'm sorry. Mav, did you see a name that maybe we missed?
God's pirate Cody, Cody C,
Oh, Cody
Hey,
Team
C.
Team
Right.
GWO,
Cody
right
C,
there.
yeah. Team GWO. That's right. He said he has a dentist appointment in the morning. Oh my God, Cody. Fingers crossed. I hope he doesn't hurt you. Okay, question number one for Miko. Why did you want to start a movement?
well, great question. I wanted to start a movement because I felt like with the driver walkouts and movements, it just seemed like we didn't get to the level where we were supposed to be. Um, we've been doing the driver walkouts, and if you want to call them movements, I don't know what they're called, but I'm just going to say the driver movement. We've been doing those and we've been getting national attention. We've been getting like, the news. We've been on the news. Everybody been talking about driver pay and everything. And I just feel like it's not enough because it didn't scare the companies. I think probably the very first or second walkout or driver movement that was established by other YouTubers and other drivers. Um, it put a halt with the companies, because we didn't pick up people, we didn't go get the deliveries, and they saw a lot of orders sitting, whether that was in the queue on the app or in the algorithm or on screen. They're like, okay, what's going on? But like I said earlier, all they did was give us referral codes to get more people to join the platform and to pay us, because who doesn't like money, right? So
Right.
it didn't scare them enough. They came back, gave the referral codes, we put more people out on the platform, and they took more of the money from the driver pot, and it made our base pay go lower. So, and I said I need to be a solution. I need to figure this thing out. Oh, and by the way, I wrote 2 books about food delivery. So I'm a self-published author as well. So I have helpful tips to avoid food delivery disasters and helpful tips to avoid grocery delivery disasters. They're kind of similar, but I have those 2 books for customers from a driver's perspective. And so I just felt like I didn't do enough. Like it wasn't enough done to stop these companies, because all they did was kept lowering the base pay for drivers. And a lot of customers don't know that we get only get paid $2 to deliver your order, whether it's 0 miles to 100 miles. Now,
Right. Yeah.
the only way it increases is if it's been sitting for so long and they want to hurry up and get it out. But they're still not going to give you $100 base pay. It's very rare that you might, because I had one the other day I had 2 the other day with Uber Eats. It's very rare that you get like a full base pay of something because they really want to get that order out. But customers, they don't know. Next time you deliver, ask a customer, did you know we only get paid $2? So if you took away your tip, we wouldn't get anything, and see their reaction. But getting back to the question, um, I just feel like I needed to come up with something, a solution, something that's going to not only help drivers, but help uh, customers, right? Restaurants. Because that's what this movement is about. It's not just about the drivers. And I think that was another thing that failed as well. I don't want to say failed, but didn't work out because we didn't unite as drivers. We just didn't, because
Right.
everyone couldn't afford to take the day off to not drive. So we didn't unite. We didn't have any unity. Um, and then also, you know, we were kind of scared because, a lot of some of these drivers, they have the mentality of an employee. So if they feel like, oh my gosh, if I don't take these orders, if I don't decline, I don't have no job, they're gonna deactivate me. They gonna, so and that was another thing too. And then it's just we didn't keep it going. We just didn't keep it going. And now I don't know where it is now, but I need everyone to jump on this movement because this is going to benefit all of us and not just the drivers. I think if they would have included customers, merchants, or something like that, then it could have lasted longer and we could have gotten even more attention. But because it was solely focused on drivers' pay and not working enough hours and having benefits and all that other stuff, that's why. So this is why we're in a situation now with Prop 22 and New York and Chicago and other places. So, but yeah. Sorry
I
if that was a
see.
long answer.
I I see 2 questions here from the audience. Mav, you there, hon?
Yes, ma'am. So stories from the Lion's Mane has asked, what is your movement, Miko, and how are you driving a change?
Okay, so I think the movement, I just discussed that. So I don't know if that's the same thing. So
I
the
think
movement,
also, I think
oh, go
also
ahead,
we've
Rick.
got a good handful of questions to go through here, so that might all incorporate into that broad question.
Okay. So the movement is pretty much for customers, drivers, and restaurants. And what it's going to do is help we're going to target the customers and have the customers use their power, because the customers don't realize they are, well, it's three important parts: drivers, customers, and merchants, not in any order. But who have the most power in any business are the customers. So customers don't realize the power that they have. So if we all unite together, all the customers and all the categories, the lazy, the elite, the ones who don't want to cook, whatever, the no tippers, if all the customers unite together as one and we stand together as one, then we can make change. But it has to take everyone. And like I said, we're just getting started. This just got started last Thursday. What's the second part
Right.
of the question? I'm sorry.
Whoops, sorry, I was muted. How are you driving a change?
So I'm driving the change by what I do on, since I started Thursday. I have a QR code now, but what I was doing is telling people before I even started the Patreon channel that, hey, I'm coming out with a movement. I need you to subscribe to both of my channels. Well, more so the Miko, the entrepreneur channel. Um, you're gonna see this video that I do about my Patreon channel. I'm starting a movement, so I'm doing that. I'm talking to every customer that I deliver to. So today, I believe Deborah Thomas. I'm talking to everyone who can actually, if they want to change, because sometimes you can talk to customers and they're like, oh, I don't care about paying the fees and giving a tip. I do it all the time. Okay, well, I need you to join this tier. That's fine. But the ones I really need are the ones who are the no tippers. I need those. Those are probably 60% of the people that I need in this tier, to be honest, because
The
they
no
don't
tippers.
tip. Yeah, they
So
don't tip.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I never interact with those people.
I
'Cause
only
I
interact
don't
in
deliver
there,
to them.
and well, if they're leave at the door, I can't say
Right.
anything. But if it's a handed to me, and I deliver to a lot of hotels in my area. That's all I do.
Right.
And I get so happy when I see a hotel pop up that I deliver to. So that's how I'm driving, talking to customers, going into the community. When I even pick up and I'm waiting for an order and I see another driver right next to me picking up an order, I ask them, hey, have you been a customer? I do your phone scan QR codes? Yes. Okay. I have to go like with the flow, but that's one of the things. I go out into the community. I make sure that I post on social media, and I create this Patreon channel. So that's how I'm driving change. I don't know if that answered your question. I'm sorry.
So the next question is from Heidi, and before I ask the question, I'll just state I'm more of a timid person. I'm a very introvert, so like talking to the customer in general is not something that's comfortable for me, anyways. But
You
she
cut out,
asks,
Matt. Or is
uh,
it me?
can you hear me?
Yes.
No, I
Now.
can hear
Okay,
you.
okay, good. So she asked, wouldn't you be afraid of getting that one Karen and report you for saying something about the tip and getting deactivated?
No, because I'm not talking about the tip. I'm talking about a movement. Um, it depends on the environment. So what I do to approach customers, if it's a handed to me, I say, how often do you deliver? I mean, how often do you order? I'm sorry. How often do you order? And they're like, oh, I order a lot. Oh, really? And I'm like, does your phone scan QR codes? Yes. Can you do me a favor? Can you scan this? And then I tell them about it. That's how I do it. But if I'm running late, I got another order to drop off, I can't do anything. But if I have a few minutes to like talk to them, then that's what I do. I'm not worried about running to the Karens. Look, I've been a business owner for 3 years or so. I've been an entrepreneur for over 35 years. I've been in customer service over 35 years. I network. I'm a networker. So hurting my feelings or saying something or reporting, they can report me. I don't have an issue with that because I never talk about tips or anything like that. So I just want people to know about this movement so they can get involved so we can make changes. That's what it's about. We have to make change. And if don't nobody know about it, how would people know about it? Everybody don't watch YouTube. Everybody don't go to Facebook. A lot of people not going to go to my Patreon just because I'm Miko the entrepreneur. I have to let people know. So the same energy that I had to build up my both of my YouTube channels, that's the same energy that I'm using to build up this Patreon channel. So yeah, I'm not worried about Karens. I yeah, I approach in a way where it's comfortable for me and the customer. And if they say, well, no, my phone doesn't scan QR codes or I'm not interested, I leave it like that. So, but
You,
good question.
Red, I know you had a question before you ask it. I just to piggyback off of this question real quick. Um, Miko, do you have a video on your Patreon, or do you think it might be helpful if you did a video, just kind of teaching those of us how to, I guess, approach the customer and find that open door to be able to ask those questions to the customer, if that makes sense?
Uh, yes. So I do have, so in the tier, I'm not trying to get everybody to go to the tier. If you want to sign up, please do. Because you could join as a free member. But in the tier, I already have step one of the movement and step 1A because I forgot to add something. So that's a great question. I would love to do a video on how to do it. I just have to be creative enough to do it in a way where you visually understand it. Because me just saying it, it's like, oh, okay. And I have to reach people who are visual like I am. So if I can come up with a good idea or do it with someone else where we can like kind of practice,
Role play, yeah.
that's
Role
a
play.
yeah, role play. I would do that. So maybe Red and I can do it, or Maverick and I can do it, or whoever.
Goose.
I just need two or
Goose.
three people. Yeah.
Dashing Goose. He is
Goose.
hysterical.
We don't need that guy around here.
I love Dashing
Ah,
Goose.
so yeah,
But don't tell
I
Matt.
would do that. Yes. Good question.
Thank you. And then Red, did you have another question?
No, no,
No? Okay, so
no.
I'll keep reading here. Um, let's see. Stories from the Lion's Mane. Do you think customers are taking info from your ebooks, or are drivers primarily using the info that you shared?
So the little books that let me see. I have one right here. Let me check it out. So I wrote this book maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. Hold on for a second. I'm sorry. Let me take it out the wrap. Um, the only way, oh, that's right, because I'm okay. I'm
There
gonna
you
do it
go,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah. The only way that I think that customers actually have my book or probably had it in the past, if I see, because this is a really good book, um, like the organization of apartment number, uh, like if it's a house, the name of the business or hotel or apartment complex, the phone number, directions on how to get to their unit, if it's on the backside. When I see stuff like that, I'm like, wow, you know what? This look familiar. Have you read, helpful tips to avoid food delivery disaster? I'll be funny. And then they'll say, no. I'm like, oh, I like this. Keep doing this. Because some drivers, they don't want to read all that. They don't care. They just want to go to the apartment, drop it off. If it's, I do want to know if I'm on a third, if I have to go to the third floor. A lot. That's very helpful because if
Yeah.
you have 4 cases of water
I'm
and
gonna
you think
sign
you
in that.
drop it in, and you think you're dropping it off on the first floor, and then you see that it's the third or fourth floor and the elevator is not working. That happened to me yesterday. I was like, I didn't have cases of water, but I had to get my mind ready to walk 4 flights of stairs. And some of these apartment complexes, it's just not one staircase. They're like double. Like when you
Yeah,
get past the first, when you
I
get
know what you
past the
mean.
first floor. And I'm like, so you want me to walk up all these stairs? You could have told me the elevator wasn't working. You know that you live there. So that,
Right? How about that?
but customers, they some it's deceiving sometimes. They don't tell you that. And then I do apologize because I'm talking so much. The second part of the question, because I'm trying to answer the first and then the second part. So the second part is what, math? I'm sorry.
Or are drivers primarily using the info that you shared?
So even though this is from my perspective, a driver, I want drivers to get this book. I hope they will purchase this book or try to get it or try to implement it in their deliveries. I think some drivers who's like the vets, the ones who's been doing this for a long time, they know, you know, the etiquette of how to do food delivery. Hopefully, there's still some people out there. They've been doing this for 10 years and they still got a lot of bad habits. I've seen it. I witnessed
Right?
it.
Yeah,
I
she said
witnessed it.
hopefully.
So, excuse me. I hope that every driver need to have a copy of this book, and I hope that it is utilized. And I hope that if they ever find a copy of this book and get their hands on this, that they will read it and implement it in their delivery every day, their deliveries every day.
You ready for
Great
another
answer.
question? Because I got one for
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Why Patreon and not a Facebook group page?
Woo! That's a good one. I love that one.
That is a good question.
That's a good one.
Excellent.
So
Can't believe I came up with it.
so the reason why I didn't do a Facebook group page is because I'm in a lot of Facebook group pages and it's a lot of scamming, spamming, it's a lot of negative comments. It's just a lot of negativity. And you have people, they click on your profile and try to DM you and they threaten you. And I was like, you know what? This movement, even though I want all customers from every category, I want people who are going to support this mission and believe in my vision. And to also, when you have a certain clientele of people and they're paying for it, they're not going to scam, spam, threaten. They're not going to have negative. It's going to be a community. And
Right.
those are the people I'm trying to reach. So that's the reason why I went to Patreon. And then
Mhm.
plus, I don't want you to look at, well, wow, why is she charging a membership for this? We can do this off of Patreon. No, I'm charging a membership, or kind of look at it as a campaign. So you have politicians, they have a campaign, and you give to their campaign. Now, some politicians, they may say, oh, donate $1 to $2, donate how much you want to donate. I decided to
Mhm.
choose $11. Each person who pays into the community, that money, those dollars come to me where I can be able to do a video and sponsor it on YouTube. That costs money. I don't know if you know, but in the past, to to showcase my business on Facebook, paying monthly, that's expensive. Where am I supposed to get the money? How am I supposed to get the funding? I am looking for sponsorships in the future where I'm able to get donations where people can donate to this cause. But yeah, if you're, how can I say it? The $11 a month wouldn't even matter to you if you want change. And like I said, you're gonna
True that.
have some people, yeah, you're gonna have some people who Either they do it or they don't. But I don't focus so much on, I just want more people to know about it. And I'm so
Right.
happy that, I have 40 members right now. I never thought I would have 40 members.
40,
Me,
the
Miko,
elite
me,
40.
Miko. Because don't nobody
Mhm.
watch me on YouTube.
It's
Well,
only been
according to
20.
other
Hey,
people, don't
listen,
nobody watch
right?
me.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you this about that whole thing. How people say, oh, nobody watches, nobody watches. It's not how many, it's who.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Like I talked about this morning with my God, and I said if it was me and two other people, if it's three of us doing this movement, the right people will come. I don't need to
Yep.
have a million people doing this if they don't believe in what I'm doing. So what's the point?
Right.
You had
Right.
in the drivers movement, you had a million drivers. I'm exaggerating, but you had a million drivers. Yeah, we're going to protest, we're going to walk, but what are they doing now?
Nothing.
They're still complaining. Oh my God,
Right.
I just got a $2 order for 10 miles. I got to go do that. Or this, they put it on YouTube. They complain about it. No, let's start now. Matter of fact, let me say this now before we go to the next question. If you're watching right now live or watching a replay and you're a customer or you've been a customer and you're tired of these fees that DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, Grubhub, and all these companies are increasing, just wait. Next year, they're going to increase even more. And you think that Dash Pass and that Uber One Pass? I remember when I had the Uber One Pass, I never had the Dash Pass, but I had the Uber One Pass. And when it first came out, I think they were giving it for free. Then it went to like maybe $3.99 or $4.99, if I'm not mistaken. Then it was $6.99. Now it's $9.99. You don't think that pass is going to go up? It's going to go up, and they are going to increase the fees. So I can't tell you exactly what my goal is for the two options that I'm going to present to all the companies in January, but I guarantee you, if the companies do not take option A or option B that I have, we have to unite and use our power as customers. And I'm just going to say this: no customers, no business. No customers, no business. No customers, no business. I guarantee you. And now, like I said, it's not. Don't wait till January and like, oh well, Miko, you said no. We have to get everyone. So that's why this is important now that we start doing these steps now. The interviews, talking to customers, watching the videos, joining the Patreon, telling other customers, telling other drivers to join this movement. We need that. We have to join the movement. We have to. I'm telling you, we got to get back to the basics of customers paying what they're supposed to only pay. And then that's going to help the drivers. So I got a lot of work to do. But if you're here to support me and you believe in my mission and my vision, I never steered anyone wrong. Um, it's up to you. I mean, but I already know it's going to work. I already know this is going to be impactful because one, like I said, I prayed over it. I prayed for guidance. And yes, it's going to be obstacles, but I believe I have a lot of experience to carry out this movement and to get it to the level where it's supposed to be. And it's not going to be a fly by night type of one time movement. This is going to be a permanent foundation of this movement. So, like I said, when the new companies, because it's going to be new food delivery and grocery companies coming, trust me, it's probably in the works right now. I want them to know that this is a movement and they're going to know about this. And then they're going to be like, okay, yeah, we can't charge the customer $20 and $30 in fees. You remember that movement that happened? They they did this and they took down this company and that company. Yeah, we can't do that. Oh, we can't. Oh, no, change that. We can't pay the drivers just $2 base pay. Yeah, we can't do that. So as long as I believe in it and God is my driving force, that's all that matters to me. Because it's gonna get done regardless, whether you join or not. And I'm not trying to sound like that. I'm just saying, you know, people they be like, well, oh, I ain't joining that. She's nobody, she's not a big name, whatever. Hey, I already know it's gonna work. This is very strategic on purpose. That's why I went to Patreon.
I'd like to say, Miko, that I love that you prayed first before you started your Patreon or before you went live with it, and that I will stand in unity with you and in prayer over this movement because I believe that with prayer, God moves and big things happen. So
Yes.
I'll be your
Thank
partner
you.
out there.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see here. The question number 2 from Heidi. How are we going to get new drivers on board? Gig history is Gig history is movements don't always work because there are always drivers to take the place. Gig apps have no fear of deactivating drivers, which is true.
So with new drivers coming aboard, we had to inform them that, hey, do you watch YouTube? Because a lot of them don't. Just
True.
keeping it real.
Oh
A
my
lot of
God,
people
true.
don't watch YouTube. They don't. Um, you know what? You watch YouTube? I know a driver, a YouTuber, she a gig tuber. She started this movement. By the time you tell them, it might be 6 months from now, because you meet people every day and it may happen 6 months from now. You know what? Here's her channel, here's her Patreon channel. I think this would be a good thing for you. Learn some things, and then you know what? Join in on this movement and tell other people. Because if you reach out to the new people that don't know anything about YouTube, that's going to benefit them in the long run. Because what I'm trying to do when I get to that step is to focus on the customers first, which will help the drivers. So I'm trying not to say too much without saying it. So if we focus on the customers only paying this, and this, then on the driver's side, the tips would be better. I'll just say it that way.
Fingers crossed.
But it has to take all customers. And then what's the other parts of the question, Mav? I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. Let's see here. Gig history is movements don't always work because there are always drivers to take the place. Gig apps have no fear of deactivating drivers.
Okay. So with the driver movement, I explained that earlier that the reason why it didn't work. Now those are my reasons. Now it's probably other reasons why it didn't work, but this one it will work. I just have to get everyone because I can't make no one do anything. So if I tell customers and drivers to join this movement and they don't, then it's going to take a little longer. So that's the only thing that I can say. And then regarding the gig apps, who cares about deactivation? And I'm just being honest. This is a good time for people right now to start an LLC and start your own little delivery catering thing with your mom and pop restaurants in your area. You probably want to start doing that because step 3 and 4, you're gonna notice a drop in orders. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I can't say because that's not fair for the people in that tier because if you notice, I haven't put any. Now I would do certain videos on YouTube, but if you notice, I'm not putting any other steps on YouTube. So I wouldn't be scared about deactivation. I'm not doing anything wrong. So I think for if delivery drivers or whoever scared about being deactivated, then they need to have other things in place. Because now you get deactivated for just anything.
Yeah.
Having a, you getting deactivated for anything. So I'm not worried about being deactivated. I'm not doing anything wrong. This is my movement. This is what I believe in. I'm going to talk to the customers. I'm going to reach out and work with them. No, and that's another thing too. Like I said, no one ever worked with the customers. It was all drivers. It was all drivers and all about drivers' pay and benefits and stuff like that. That's why it didn't work. I'm saying the same thing again, but that's one of the reasons why it didn't work. I'm working with the customers. This is going to work because they're fed up with paying fees. They're so tired of it. They can't, who they gonna vent to? They might vent to their family or their friends or whatever, but who are they gonna vent to? They have no one to talk to. They're not gonna tell you, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of paying these fees. I gave you a tip. They ain't gonna say that. You sometimes you don't even have time to say anything to them because they want their food and they're gone.
Right.
So yeah, no, it's gonna work.
I can tell you the last time I turned on the DoorDash app to order something, I almost never order, but I took my mother-in-law to the emergency room, and I was like, and when you gotta take your mother-in-law to the emergency room, you're not going to get a cup of coffee. So I'm sitting
Mhm.
there, we got a long wait, and I open up the DoorDash app to order me a $3 cup of coffee, almost $11, and the Dunkin' Donuts was point 0.6 miles away. I closed that, and I have Dash Pass. And that was with their self-populated $2 tip. I was like, yeah, no,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I think I told you that. Didn't I tell you how much that
I think so.
cost?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
I kind of have a story along the same lines. Last year around this time, my wife donated her kidney to our brother-in-law, and we were in and out of the hospital, and someone gave us a $100 DoorDash gift card, which the thought, the thought was awesome that they did that. But when I went to order any meal I wanted was like $30 on DoorDash. So I ended up ordering, since I had the gift card, I needed to use it, but I ended up ordering it and then going and picking it up myself to save on all the extra fees. That was only going to go like 2 or 3 meals, and we were there for a while.
Wow.
That's
And that's what,
crazy.
and also I want to say, I've been a merchant on DoorDash and Uber Eats with Doe Beverage. So I've been a customer once in a while customer with both apps. I've been a merchant and I've been a driver. So I've been a driver the longest. I've been doing food delivery since 2008. I started with doorstep delivery in 2008. I was their first driver. I was the first driver that they hired. And I always tease about that because that's the only thing I can say with that company. But I was the first driver that they hired in 2008 when I moved to Orlando. So I learned a lot and I'm still learning. I don't know everything. I mean, I consider
Right.
myself a veteran, but each day I'm learning. Trust me, I learned some stuff today. But yeah,
She
it's just
sends me so many screenshots, you guys. It's crazy.
it's just, I think what it is when people hear the word movement, they think that wow, we're gonna finally get that $5. It's gonna increase the pay. No, I'm I'm not even talking about that. I mean, that's probably part of it, but no, this is about working with the customers having the power. Now if the driver movements or walkout didn't scare DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, Grubhub, or any other company ship, this customers and drivers movement will scare them because once I get everyone, all the customers, I'm talking about nationwide, international, global, worldwide. That's why I want people to join the tier so that money I can pay for billboards. When you're in Philly, when you're in Seattle, when you're in DC, when you're in LA, when you're in New York, you see I got to start out small because I don't have the billboard money yet. But when you see an ad on a bus, when you see it on a taxi cab, when you see it a wrap on somebody's car, you like, wait, that's Miko the entrepreneur? She said she was gonna do that. I don't want to sound like that person, but anything, and you can check my record, anything I said I was gonna do, I did it.
She does it.
Now, I can't tell you how long it's gonna take, what day it's gonna happen. Now that I can't say. But whenever I did giveaways, whenever I said I was going to do something, whenever I said I was going to work on something and made changes, I did it. So I don't know. I believe in it. I know it's going to happen. So, but it takes time. So I think people get scared of movement, the word. Don't worry about a movement. A movement is, it takes time to move. You're moving through different stages. It will work. But if you come in with a negative mindset and like, oh, it ain't gonna work. She ain't nobody gonna do that. It's, all I'm doing is working with the customers and convincing them that they have power and it's time to use their power. Let me say this before we move to the next question. Customers have been using their power for evil. They've been using their power to scam. They've been using their power to cheat. It's been, you know how many credits customers get in a day from these food delivery companies because they're lying saying you didn't deliver their food when you gave it to them in their hand. Now
Yeah,
people
right.
lying about catering orders. How in the world can you lie about a catering order? Now I got to take a picture of the catering order that I gave to you, even though they signed for it. They still saying they didn't get it because it's AI. It's AI picking up on that. If they call, I just delivered an order, a catering order, and they signed for it. If that customer called right now and say, you know what, I didn't even get my catering order because the AI is picking up on your words. They're gonna probably call you or put you to a live person. They're gonna ask you questions to make sure, and then they're gonna give you a credit. You got the food, and now the driver gets a contract violation. You got to be kidding me. So instead of using, for customers listening, for you using your power for evil, now you have a chance to use your power for good. So let's go ahead and join this union, this movement, whatever you want to call it, and get this started so we can stand up and stop paying these fees. But if you never stand up and you complain about, well, you know, I don't want to make my lunch. It's so convenient for me to press a button. It's just, I don't tip them no way, and all this other stuff, then we'll never see change. So those are the people I don't need. I don't need those people. Give me the allies, the ones who would never be customers. Give me the people who order 5 to 7 times a week. Give me those people. Give me people who's going to support this mission and this vision so we can go ahead and get it done. Thank you, Red.
You ready for the next question?
I think so.
How will this movement help the drivers?
So the movement will help the drivers. Great question. Once we work with the customers, and I say
Mhm.
once we work with the customers and get to the point where the companies have to choose between option A and option B, then um, once they choose, that will help the drivers. Now, if they don't choose anything, then that's when we have to go to the next level and utilize our spending power. And I
Got
don't think
you.
they want to. I don't think they want to do that. I don't think they want to do that.
So let me ask, hey, Mama Wrench, do you mind doing a favor? Because I know you are really, really active and do a lot of posting and supporting of several channels in the gig community. Do you mind dropping a link to this particular interview everywhere you go so that people can listen to the full detail of what Miko has to say, and then they can go into the description box and join her Patreon channel. Would you mind doing that for me, please? Can you add that to your to-do list, Mama?
Thank you,
That's a
Mama Ranch.
fantastic idea.
Yes,
Because
thank you.
she is everywhere. She's
Also,
everywhere.
I want to say I had to bring down the window on the split screen of my computer because I'm watching it on. This is so cool. I didn't realize Patreon was like this. I'm sorry. I'm watching the YouTube interview. It stays within Patreon. Like I'm watching it in my Patreon channel, like on it.
I'll have
Like
to go check that out later.
it's not on a separate window. It's like in Patreon. This is so cool. I love this. I'm sorry. I'm just excited because I'm like, wow. Like I'm literally watching it in the Patreon channel. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm excited.
Something good to be excited about, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
So
believe this. I love this. I love Patreon. I was scared of it 2 years ago. I ain't scared of it now.
there you go. So we've got Mama Wrench right here. She asked, Miko, how do you think today's economy and inflation are going to affect this movement?
Ooh, that's a good question. Now, I would say the movement will actually help because um, where I'm trying to, the level where I'm trying to get the movement of the options that the companies have to choose for the customers is going to benefit them more and it's actually going to increase orders, believe it or not. M- Let me just be upfront and be real. My intent is not to shut these companies down. That's
Thank
not my
God.
intent. I
Right.
love I love doing food delivery. I don't love the companies. I like certain things about each company that I partner with because I'm not an employee, so I don't work for them. But
Right.
that's not my intention. I think with the inflation, which is increase, um, once they decide to choose A or B option, it would actually increase the orders. I'm just keeping it real. It would increase the orders. I think,
I can see that. If you're
yeah,
saving them money by reducing their fees, they have more money to one, order more often, and two, tip us a little bit more
yes. I was
because the
trying not to
money
say
is
that
coming
because
from the
that's in my
company's
tier.
pocket. Got you.
Right.
Well, yeah, but you gotta tell the folks what you plan to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, I'm trying to, yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So you hit it right on the head, Red. Did that answer your question? I'm sorry. I just want to make
Got
sure I'm
you.
answering the questions right because these are really good questions. I love it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
they are, right? I see Christy's in the house. Whoop, whoop, Christy C, Gig Wars official in the home.
What's up, Dashing Felon?
Felon's in the house too. There he is.
Yeah,
Whoop,
he's
whoop,
right there.
Dashing Felon.
Hold on.
Little
Go
Gig
back.
Wars official in the house.
Let's see. We're
Go back to
scrolling
Go
what?
back to
down.
Revolution.
Where's D-Rod? I'm gonna leave that to Mav. I'm gonna take my hands off of it.
Mav,
Let's
go
see.
back
I got it
to,
right
yeah.
there.
Okay, so we are all customers, drivers, merchants, customers on these last mile logistic companies. Yes. Um, we do have drivers who been both customers and drivers. You have people who only been customers. You have people who never been customers. And then you have people who, thought about being a customer and then they go to YouTube and they hear all these horror stories or they watch the news and they're like, that's okay. So, but I think and I want to bring this up too before we go to the next question. What I want to bring up is I think for I think with some of these um, companies, not all, but some of these companies, they became complacent because when Uber Eats and DoorDash and all these delivery companies first started, they were more of a luxury service for selective customers. Now they're not going to tell you that, but this was a service for convenience and for certain people who wanted to, get their food quick, hot, fresh, and pay for the delivery. And then over time, fees increased, drivers pay decreased, and now and the economy changed. But let's leave the economy out of it. Because even though we're in a good, bad, indifferent economy, people still got to eat. And I think what it was, especially with DoorDash, they're the king. Let's go ahead and admit it. They're the king of most markets. And I
Stay
think,
on mine.
in my opinion, they became too comfortable and too complacent because they were like, well, you didn't order today, but what I'm going to do is send you emails, 30% off or free this or that, or I'm going to give you a dash pass for like a week or two. We want you to come back. But then when you don't order and you've been gone for a while, they know that people travel and they know people are lazy. And that's what they preyed upon. They preyed upon lazy people. Let's just keep it real. Because it's people right now, customers don't have lights on at home, but they're ordering freaking DoorDash. Where are your
Seriously?
priority? Where
Seems
you
backwards.
in the dark, but you're ordering off of DoorDash. You shouldn't be ordering off of DoorDash. Go pick up the food yourself or make a sandwich. But you have some people who they're that lazy because all they have to do is go to their phone or tablet or computer and click a button and their food just magically arrive at their doorstep.
Yeah, it's like Amazon.
Yeah.
Magic.
Oh my gosh. That's all I got to do. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. And I'm gonna do it again. And then next thing you know, they don't have a cell phone because they're ordering through the computer. So they're on their Wi-Fi at home, ordering through a computer or a tablet, or on their phone on the Wi-Fi. That's why half the time you can't contact them. They don't have a cell phone. Oh, I was trying to call you. Why I can't get in touch with this customer? Because they're ordering from a tablet. I Y'all think I'm just exaggerating. I'm not. I'm saying real life stuff. Real life stuff.
Wow, that's
That
So
crazy.
never
that's
crossed
I
my
think
mind.
these companies,
Yeah, that's
yeah, these
crazy.
companies, they like I said, they became too comfortable and too complacent because they know that this is a great idea for lazy people. Especially the pandemic made it even worse. It made it worse. So they know that lazy people don't want to do anything and they're going to pay for convenience. So always remember, I tell anyone before you open a business, always do something for kids, pets, and food. Those are your three main business ideas. I tell people that when I consult people, when they tell me they're starting a business and then they don't have those three key businesses, I'll be like, I don't know about that. And I'll be upfront with them. I don't know about that. Always remember kids, pets, and food. People always will buy it. They will go sell their soul to buy food and get stuff for their kids and for their pets. Think about it when you do the shop and deliver orders.
Well, I've said a lot, like people who are like, oh, I just hate the grocery shop. And I'd say, yeah, so do I. Personally, for me, work-wise, I make it like a game, right? I'm on a scavenger hunt. Okay, why do I like them? And that's always going to be around. Well, you use the word lazy because I say that too. You're always going to have, they always need to eat. So even if they don't have the money to order pizza from Papa John's, they have to have food in their house. So, but they're always going to be either too lazy or too busy to do it
I agree.
themselves.
I agree.
So
That
learn your
category too.
stores
I forgot about
and
that.
get to shop. Too busy because there are people that are just so busy, and it's worth it to them to pay an extra 10 to 15% for that time in their life. Maybe that time
Right.
is sitting down doing homework with their kids, and to them, and it would be to me also, much more valuable than the extra $20, you know?
Because it's one less thing for them to do that they have to do. No, I agree.
Right. What is it that what is it that I can put off on somebody else or pay for so that I can spend this time with this person that's, that workload is more important to them.
Right.
Do we have another audience question? Shannon says she's got to dip out. She's probably gone by now. Shannon, thank you so much. Shannon's going to do a reading for me sometime soon. No rush, but whenever we both have some time.
So I saw in here, Nick the Dashing Felon. It's not a question; it's a statement. But I was just curious about Miko's thoughts on it. In
Okay.
California, with Prop 22, we were able to get a living wage, and they paid for it with a 5% service fee to customers. I think since this is a luxury service, that's an acceptable resolution.
So I agree with the statement that he made. Unfortunately, it's not in every state. So if you're in California, it's benefiting people in California. Now they are doing different things in New York. They are doing different things in Seattle. They're doing different things in Chicago, whatever. Now, the only issue that I have with um, this right here of the customer paying the 5% service fee, that shouldn't have to come from the customer. That should come from the company. The customer should only have to pay this, this, and this. You shouldn't have to bombard them with all these other fees because you had lawsuits for stealing, you had lawsuits for other things. No, look, every business supposedly they have an operating budget, supposedly. If they don't, then either they're like a sole proprietor or whatever. But usually corporation partnerships, the bigger companies, they have an operating budget. And within that operating budget, that's where your fees should come from. Because that operating budget gets replenished. I don't know how, so don't ask me. But it gets replenished each year. It could be annually, it could be 6 months. I'm just saying. I don't think that the 5% should come from the customers though. Because now you're putting that off on them, which is not fair when it should come from the company. So, but I like the statement, but it's not done in every state. And also that when you have like legislation, which I want to give a shout out to Rideshare Rodeo, Steve. Awesome job. Awesome job of what you've been doing over there. So I appreciate everything that you're doing when you're talking to representatives and um, people of other entrepreneurs and other the bigger businesses. I just think that when you have the government come in, it's kind of like you're fighting a battle of still of an employee mindset. Now, Nick, I want you to take yourself out of being a driver. See, a lot of times we don't do that. See, I've been all three. I've been a merchant, I've been a customer once in a while, and I'm a driver. So take yourself out of being a driver and look at it from the customer standpoint. Do you want to continue to keep paying these fees? I wouldn't. That's just my opinion. And
Yeah,
that's for
no.
all of you. That's for all of you. I want you right now as a driver, take yourself out of being a driver and look at the customer's point of view. Customers, I want you to take yourself out of being a customer and look at being a driver. I think once we do that, and if you've been a merchant on both of the platforms like I have, you'll have a better understanding. And that's probably another reason why the driver movement and walkouts didn't work, because we were solely focused on, well, we used to get paid this. Back when I started, it used to be this. Well, we don't get paid this. We only get paid this. I guarantee you, if DoorDash and Uber Eats right now said, we're going to pay you not that earn by time type of thing, they're actually going to give you $25. Let's just go with $25. We're going to give you $25 per order when you do it in the delivery. I guarantee you that's still not enough for people. I guarantee you. So it doesn't matter how much you get paid. It plays a role, but I guarantee you, because it's going to still be somebody saying $25 per order is still not enough. I guarantee you.
I heard a driver once on a live panel say they were talking about what they thought that they should make an hour, like what would make them happy, what did they think that they were worth. And this driver said, and I almost fell over, $75 an hour. Are you fucking kidding me?
Who's paying that?
I'm not saying the name, but
No, who's paying? Who would pay 75?
oh
You
yeah,
think a
right.
customer gonna pay that?
I mean, people with, listen, there's a man who hangs out in our chats who's uh, close family relative. I'm not going to say the relationship. Close family relative is an emergency room doctor,
Mhm.
and the salary was, I believe, $40 an hour. So an ER doctor is making $40 an hour, and you, a delivery driver, think that 75 is what. I was like, okay,
Wow.
delusions,
Right, because
Brandon.
that's a
This is on.
one-time thing.
Yeah, right, yeah.
With
No,
catering,
that was,
that's like a one-time thing with catering, or a few
yeah.
times, depending on which company
Hmm.
you work for. But no, no,
That's
I
not
just,
realistic.
but that's I like, thank you, Nick.
I think he's already left. I don't know if he got to hear your response
Okay,
to that.
okay.
He can catch it on the replay. I'm sure he'll. I think
Thank you,
he might be
Heidi.
going out to work, so he might be listening. Diana says, "Well, you're GW approved, so that's good enough for me." I think she's talking about you, Miko. Yeah. Um, I heard you say thank you, Heidi. Is she dropping your link?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it again in there.
What up, Jenny?
So, hi
Hi, Jenny.
Oh,
everyone,
Nick dropped it
Jenny.
too. Thank you.
Okay, you can pin the link if you, even if and I just want to say this, even if you join the movement and start for free, you can upgrade later. So I'm not expecting you to go ahead and join the tier. But you probably want to, because it's a 5-step movement and you'll have a different step each month. And like I said, come January is when uh, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna Red and I we're gonna do this again alive, and that's when I'm gonna
Oh yeah.
present That's a good idea. I'm gonna present it on your
What?
channel. The two
Okay.
options. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do
Oh
that.
shit.
I'll reveal. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
That's a good
We'll have
idea.
a reveal.
Yes, I'm gonna reveal the two
A
options.
movement reveal. People, a lot of people have gender reveals. We're gonna have a movement reveal.
Yes, let me write that down because I be forgetting stuff.
I'll bring the balloons.
She'll let me know when we're doing this because she's also kind of like my unofficial scheduler.
Yeah,
She
I'm
sends
like
me
a
text
I'm an
messages. You know you haven't.
honorary.
She's like, you know you haven't done X, Y, and Z yet. Don't you think it's time you get to it?
Well, let's tell the story right. We're both Virgos. So
Yeah.
when Virgos, September Virgos unite, we get stuff done. We get it done. And so I'm an honorary member of GWO. Um, I put myself as an honorary member. I'm an honorary member for life. And I'm just glad that I have support. So thank you again, Red, for being a paid member. And thank you,
You're welcome,
Maverick,
honey.
and everyone else who been a free member. And like I said, I do need more people to join the customers and drivers tier on the Patreon channel because those dollars will have me to sponsor videos on YouTube, Facebook. I want, ads like on the bus. Like, trust me, that's going to be like part of the marketing, like the campaign. That's like my campaign, you know, budget. So think of it as a campaign. I am going to come out with another video probably next Monday. It's going to be a premiere. And I want you to vote for me. I'm the only one running, but I want you to vote for me. It's going to be an interesting. I wrote the script out, so I just have to do it, and I'll premiere that next Monday. Um, I'm sorry that we went over the time.
Don't
Did you
worry
have
about
any
it.
more? Did you have any more questions?
And as far as the
Oh,
chat goes, there's not really any more questions in the chat.
Okay.
I see. I do want to say, Peter, I left a comment on one of your recent videos, but I want to let you know the summer blend did arrive, and I love it. So thank you so
Aw.
much. Thank you so much. In fact, that's what's in this cup right now. I don't know if you noticed, but when I saw him come in the room, I was like, I didn't want to interrupt your flow. So I was like showing my coffee. Um, and
Hey,
Peter has
Peter. I'm
given
sorry.
Peter has given me permission to use any of his images and stuff. So we will start also promoting Salai Coffee on some of our daily live streams. So if you guys are coffee connoisseurs like I am, I urge you to check out Salai Coffee, family run business. And you guys all know how much coffee I drink, and I am a little bougie and a little snobby with my coffee. Um, and I can say that Salai Coffee is Gig Wars approved.
Also, I want to thank Peter for being also in my small business owner and entrepreneur tier along with Red. So we all in that tier and
Mhm.
some good information in there. You're probably saying, wow, Miko, you got like 5 different tiers on there. How are you handling this? This is all my experience. All the tiers I created, except for the basketball, I'm not, that is a little bit different because that's like the biggest baby of it, of all the tiers. But uh, this is something that I have experience with. So, Peter, I really appreciate you. You've been a gem. You've been a great supporter. Thank you. I appreciate it. We are going to do more giveaways. Also, I just want to let you guys know you have now when I used to do the subscriber and Jenny, if you're in here, thank you for being a member as well. Um, Oh, it's a lot of comments. I would have to go all the way. I had to go. Felon, thank you for being on. Is he still in here? Nick, thank you for
I'm
being
not
a
sure.
member.
I'm not
So
sure.
moving forward, the giveaways will be member only. And now that I know that I can do YouTube and Patreon and stay in Patreon, y'all better watch out. Y'all gonna be like, why she's not doing any more giveaways on her Miko the Entrepreneur channel? Because she can stay in Patreon now. Yes, yes. I'm so happy. I can do that now. Yes, I can stay in Patreon. I love it.
This is why I
Oh
can't
my
sleep,
gosh.
Peter. This is why I can't sleep, Peter. I'm not saying it's your fault, Peter. I'm the one who decides to brew it. But I'm just saying.
Um, so anyone else have any comments? Do you think that this is something that you could jump on board with? Don't compare me to the other movements because that's all driver. I'm working with a customer, so it's much different. So
Well, listen,
I don't
when
want
you
you to
talk
do a
about those
comparison.
driver movements, I just before you go, to talk about those driver movements, and part of the reason why they wouldn't work is because, or never work, is because we all know that you're never going to get these drivers 100% on the same page. Therefore, what they planned would never work. So then you got drivers like me who are like, y'all go and have your little strike. I'm gonna go out here and pick up your money.
Mhm.
You
I
know?
agree. I agree. So yes, so you're probably watching this on replay and you're probably thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna join your Patreon channel as a free member, and then I'm gonna, kind of look around and see what you have because I know that's what people do, right?
Right. They're gonna
And then you
evaluate
know
you,
what?
watch the mission.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna, you know what? I believe in this and I think this is gonna work. Let me go ahead and actually invest because you can write this off. It's like
Oh
a
yeah.
donation.
Right.
Yeah, you can write this off at the end of the year. So the money that you pay into it, so if it's $11 a month and you pay 1 month, you can write that $11 off because it's a donation. You gave to a cause, you gave to
It's
Patreon.
also a business expense.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
um I just want people to give this movement a chance. If you coming in saying, hey, this is not going to work because of this and these drivers try to do it, like I said, don't compare me because they didn't work with customers. I'm working with customers and restaurants. The restaurants come second, but I'm working with the customers. So it is going to go somewhere. And God is the driver. I'm not being religious, but my relationship with him, we already got it on lock. We got it on lock. So I already know it's going to work. And then at the end of the day, if it's just me, Red, Math, and some other Peter and some other people standing right there, hey, we did our part. But I'm just bringing that up for the naysayers. But yeah, I'm standing on this mission and this vision because I believe in it and I know it's going to work. So,
And real quick, if you can just sum this up really, really quick. At the end of the day, your ultimate goal regarding this movement is what again?
my ultimate goal is to have two options for the companies to choose for the customers. If they decide not to choose option A or option B, then what we're going to do is shut them down with our spending power. But it's going to take all the customers to do it.
But ultimately, you're trying to make the platforms a better place for the customers
For
and the
customers,
drivers
drivers, and restaurants.
and
Yes.
merchants.
Restaurants, merchants. Yeah. Merchants. So that's my goal. So it's going to work.
Oh, my earpiece is dying. So if
So
there's no more questions, I think maybe we should wrap this up. We've been 90 minutes at this.
that's good conversation. I wish
Yeah, it
Peter
is.
was on a. I should have told Peter to come on the panel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Next time, Peter, I'm gonna have you on the panel as well.
But
Okay.
I'm going to start
All
having
right.
technical difficulties. My Bluetooth is telling me that it's dying.
Okay. So let me go ahead and close this out. If it's no more last minute questions. So thank you guys for watching. I'm glad that I have the support of 40 people so far. I'm smiling because when I started this channel last Thursday, I didn't think that as of today I was gonna have 40 people. I didn't think I was gonna have 40 people. But I want to say thank you to Red and to Mav
You're
who was
welcome.
up here on panel. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you,
I want to
Matt.
thank all the people who
Absolutely.
came to I want to thank all the people who came to watch this live. Um,
Yes, thank you, everyone.
even if you didn't press the like button, I need you to press it right now. I need you to support Miko. I need you to support Miko because I do watch your videos. Sometimes I leave comments, and then sometimes my comments are deleted. But anyway, the point is, I need everybody to support me. Go ahead and lift me up so I can help other people. Help me so I can help you and other people.
Heard that.
Also, also, if you haven't been a subscriber of my channel, Miko the Entrepreneur and Doe Beverage, make sure you subscribe to both of those channels. Also with Patreon, I put my link in the description. And it's also in the description of in the chat. It's also in the description of this video. Make sure you become a
Yeah,
member, even if you're a free member. Make sure you become a member because I'm telling you, this movement is going places. Whether you believe that or not, as long as I believe it, that's all that matters. But it's going
the
somewhere.
bus is moving. Either get on or
You
get some
better
dust
get
in your
out my
face.
way. You better get out my way. And
Yeah.
if you don't know me, you gonna learn
Oh,
today.
shit, you about to find out.
You gonna learn today. Because when I put my mind to something, oh, I get it done. I get it done. And this is not being cocky. This is being Michelle. This is being Michelle Costello. Not Miko. This is being Michelle Costello. I get stuff done. So join the movement. That's all I gotta say. Because you're gonna benefit in the end. Trust me. And then you're gonna be like,
Heard
oh
that.
my gosh, I can't believe I did this and this happened to me and blah blah blah. Well, it started. Thank Miko. Thank Miko and everyone who supported. Thank Miko and the customers. I'll do it that way because it's not about me. It's not about me. This movement is not about me. This movement is about customers, drivers, merchants. That's what this movement is about. It's nothing about me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Watching on replay, share it. Give me some comments. So I love engagement and join the movement.
And just a final reminder, I have a 3-day war with Hulk Smash this weekend. Y'all tune in and watch Hulk get smashed.
Hi, Kiwi.
Hi,
You just
Kiwi.
joined. You just joined. We're about to go.
Kiwi
But you
that
can watch the
baby.
replay. Watch the replay, Kiwi, because it's about the end. You can watch it on my Patreon channel if you joined as a free member, or you can watch it on Gig Wars official channel, and it's also streaming on Miko the Entrepreneur channel right now as we speak.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Be sure to watch it. It's a lot of great information.
A lot of great
Yes, it
information.
is.
I answered questions. I was like, uh-oh, let me make sure.
All right. Does
Better.
anybody else in the chat before I hit this end button? Does anybody else have a question?
Because we can go 2 more hours. Well, I can.
No, we can't.
Ah, all right, she's gonna watch the replay.
And I just want to say, I just want to remind Miko, I know she'll do this anyway. To any questions for all any of you watching the replay on the Gig Wars official channel, if you have questions, just leave a comment. Miko will be by to check your questions and she will respond to you.
I
She's
will.
very, very good about that.
Yeah.
All
I
right, on
will.
that note, we are out of here. See you all on the road tomorrow.
Thank you guys.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.